Nitrogen.
You're always doing weird stuff with nitrogen.
Pin.
Okay, stop singing. Let's tell the people about Nitrogen Sports Poker Room.
Okay.
Where you can free roll with the poker guys, you can do sit and goes with the poker guys, which we will be twitching when we play. So you could be on our Twitch. Wouldn't that be fun? That would be great. Use the link in the description when you sign up for Nitrogen to get into those free rolls and those sit and goes and hang out with us.
It's also a Bitcoin-only poker site, which means lightning fast withdrawals, usually within 10 to 25 minutes. Get on there, click the link, and get you some poker.
We have a treat for you today. Last time I said that, it was when we interviewed Daniel Negreanu and talked about the hand afterwards with Daniel Negreanu, a hand that had Daniel Negreanu in it. That was great, right?
That was great.
This is a very different kind of treat in that it is the craziest hand that we have ever seen or done on the breakdown, and I don't think it's possible that it will ever be beaten, and it's not because these guys are thinking at a super high level.
No,
Tell you
it's
that
not.
much.
It's not. It's from something from the Latin American Poker Tour, we think, from a long time ago. We only know these guys' first names. We think it's their first names, Vicente and Alfredo. But it is on TV. It's a legit poker tour and poker tournament. They start about 100 blinds deep effective, somewhere around 10,000 chips. What else do we want to say about this?
I mean, you're going to see that one of the players' hands is exposed. I'll tell you that
Yes.
much. And then things just get weird.
I mean,
they get real weird. It was suggested by Shrewsbury. If you have a suggestion for the breakdown, tweet it at us and include a YouTube link.
We're going to break down this hand as we go, as best we can.
Yeah,
anyway.
we're going to try.
So get ready for some analysis.
Vamos a ver. Vicente As J de Perejiles.
300. Suma 300. Vamos.
Las cifras están en 50-100. Ha triplicado.
Vamos.
José Manuel, tranquilo. Vamos a ver qué hace José Luis. Fuera.
Gravitacional.
Pasa un poco para aquí.
Va girando hacia allí.
No, qué buen jugador, señor. ¿Qué es eso? As J.
Bueno. Madre mía, que Vicente pensaba que ya se habían tirado todos y acaba de enseñar a J.
No.
Y claro, la ha visto en tal. Y ahora Alfredo que se apunta con 9. Bueno, Alfredo, pues esto así se las ponían a Fernando VII, que no a Felipe II.
La primera vez que lo veo. Pasa que juegas.
Bueno, pues con las cartas descubiertas del otro.
Hombre, la cosa está complicada.
¡Hala! Y coge trucha de 9 y el otro.
¿Te habla?
No, pues Alfredo. ¿Y ahora qué?
Pues ya,
Macho,
más fácil
¿ahora
no
qué?
puedes tener.
¿Qué va a ser ahora?
Tú sabes lo que tiene.
Haz lo mismo que yo.
Sí.
Tírala.
200. ¿Y el otro que lleva la J con el as?
Sube a 600.
Sube 600. No me lo puedo creer, no lo estoy viendo. Voy a seguir viéndolo.
En canchas y canchas.
¿Qué tiene las cartas descubiertas, Vicente?
1200.
Sube a 1200.
600 más, ¿no? Esto
Bueno,
se
Pero
torna.
nunca he visto el
Esto
Copa Davis.
lo he visto ya.
Yo quiero ver el comentario de Pastor de esta jugada.
Sí, sí, pues.
Okay, I think we need to talk about
What the?
We need to have a moment. Maybe we can all get together, sing some songs, hold some hands,
All right.
because there's no reason for this to go this way, right?
A lot of you have seen us do a lot of breakdowns.
Yeah.
This is new for us.
This is new for everybody.
Yeah.
Why?
I
How?
don't know if we can do a breakdown on this
We're
hand.
gonna try, and we're gonna try right now.
Okay.
Let's start with the guy with the pocket nines, Alfredo.
Okay, so he decides to bet and bet tiny when he knows he has the best hand. I guess he's trying to do something. It's a little cool in a way, almost. When
I
he's
don't hate
betting
it.
tiny, he's like, he has to fold ace jack because I know he has ace jack, and I can. This is like, if he was bluffing, he might be thinking this. Like, this guy has to fold ace jack because I know he has ace jack, and I'm betting anyway. I'm gonna do it for
I
cheap.
mean, that's never going to work as a bluff when you're betting 200, right? I
No.
mean, it's like two blinds.
Yeah.
The guy's got top, and there's a lot of draws, right?
Right.
I think you're representing a draw, actually, when you bet this small.
Yeah.
Like, you're trying to get there cheap. You don't want to give him a chance to bet if we check, and he could bet more. That's
Okay,
all
so
I got.
why does the guy raise?
There's no good reason to race here.
Why
This
does
is a-
Vicente raise here? What's going on?
Think about what we open ourselves up to, right?
Yeah.
Because he knows what we have.
Yeah.
So he can play perfectly against us, and we cannot do the same, right?
Right, there's no value in this race.
No, you
Maybe
wouldn't think
he
so.
believes the draw thing, like you're saying.
It
He's
has to
thinking,
be. It has to
it's
be.
a draw. He's trying to get there for cheap. I'm going to make it more expensive. Why wouldn't you make it way more expensive then? You made it 600 over 200.
You can't do this when the guy can see your hand, though.
No.
You can't do this. You can only call.
You can also fold.
You could fold, but you could decide to call because you're like, you know what? Good luck, buddy. I'm just
Right.
gonna station you because I understand it's easy for you to bluff me now. I'm not gonna fold a lot of the time.
Right.
Whatever, I call. That's reasonable at least.
Fine, but he raises.
I don't understand why we'd ever want to reopen the action.
No, we might as well just call and reassess later and see like if we pick up anything on the guy or something. I think we should just fold, honestly. I think it's best to just fold, get out. It's very early stages, obviously. It's only 5,100. Who cares?
I mean, I think
our hand's been exposed. We lose.
It's okay to call once for 200. We have top. It's okay once to do this, but we can't get ourselves in this thing where we reopen the action. Okay, I understand that Alfredo now bets more, and now we call for some reason. What if Alfredo bets a lot more? Are we going to call then too? What's our plan? What plan? There can't be any plans happening right now.
There's no good plans. And then this happens, and it's 1,200 now.
Yeah.
I think now it's time to fold.
I think now we should really fold.
If this guy's owning us in some metagame, that's fine. We shouldn't have raised in the first place.
Right.
Be done with it.
Right.
But the guy's not owning us in a metagame. He knows what our hand is, and he's making it 1,200. It's not very much more to call. Obviously, he has us, right? It's clear at this point.
I mean, there aren't very many hands he could have us with. It's pocket nines, jack nines, or pocket deuces. That's it.
Yeah.
But all those hands are in play. He could be trying to get us. He could be bluffing, I guess.
I don't know.
But why would he? Why wouldn't he just check fold? He hasn't put very many chips in the pot.
Is this just pride? Is this just pride? What is this?
I mean, there could be some dynamic. It's early in the tournament, though. I don't know what's going on. It's going to get crazier.
It's going to get crazier.
Esto será estratosférico.
¡Hala! Full para Alfredo, Vicente que coge el trío y bueno, vamos a ver qué pasa.
Tenga picas y vaya con ahí un...
¿Qué habla? 2000.
Dos nueve serían muy graciosos.
Bueno.
2-9 serían muy graciosos.
Pues sería muy, pero...
9, claro, ya nada, ¿no? Vamos tú. Tú verás.
Adiós la luz, aguantando, que es gerundio. Pero bueno, ya claro.
Soy grande.
¡Adiós! ¡Que ha cogido full de gente!
Ya está la que esperaba.
Vaya.
Pero, ya está, bueno, ¿y ahora qué? ¿Alfredo?
Pues... se completa y no
Pásate.
sirve para nada el color.
¿Pasa?
Sí, ligeramente.
Bueno, y ahora Vicente, que lo único que tiene que tener miedo es a póker de doses o a una J9. Claro, va a meter, él tiene full de J2s.
Eso es lo que tengo ya.
Vicente, ahí va, apuesta 1000.
Ahora saca los dos.
Bueno, y Alfredo
me voy.
inmediatamente tiene que tirarse. No,
Lo que te queda.
¿Cómo? ¿Cómo?
No puede ser, tío.
¿Pero esto qué es? ¿El sabio Frestón? ¿Ha nublado el entendimiento el mago Frestón de esta criatura de Dios, Alfredo?
Claro.
Claro, ha ganado tú.
Tiene
¿Pero cómo no va a ganar? ¿Pero esto qué es? ¡Ay! Perdónenme, yo sé que...
Oh, okay.
I mean...
That went from the weirdest hand of all time to never going to be defeated as the weirdest hand of all time. Somebody's going to have to die during a hand on TV for it to be weirder than that, I think.
I mean, they're going to have to die while they check raise with like 3 high on the river or something like that.
And then win the pot somehow. Like, that has to happen.
Yeah.
What is going on? Okay. Vicente made some clear mistakes.
Yeah.
You should probably be folding the turn. I mean, you probably should have folded at some point on the flop as well. These were all very bad decisions by Vicente.
Yeah.
But now we're on the river, and Alfredo does this. Okay, first let's talk about Vicente's bet. He bets 1K into 7K. This is a tiny bet.
This is a terrible bet. You cannot bet when the guy knows what your hand is and there's no more cards to come out. You have to check because how can you ever get value? Do you expect to get called by a worse hand? Do you expect to move a chop off the hand and fold?
That's obviously not going to happen.
Neither of those things are possible, right?
Right.
When he can see your hand. So what good could ever come of this? Well, there's one good thing. I guess the guy could check raise bluff all in.
What the hell? What the hell is this guy doing? Okay, here's what Jonathan said when we were watching the video, and it makes a lot of sense. We've talked about the concept of entitlement tilt before.
Yeah.
This is just a very, very extreme version of it. Entitlement tilt is when, at one point during a hand, you have a very good hand, very likely to be the best hand. Let's just say aces pre-flop, right? And it ends up, the board, you have 2 black aces, the board runs out where you have 3 opponents and there's 4 diamonds on the flop and there's 4 to a straight. And you call the river because you're like, I got aces, screw you guys. You know, that's entitlement tilt.
Another example of that would be like having 9s full on the turn and then the the deuce pairs on the river to make your opponent's jacks full, and you know because you can see it.
You can see the cards,
Yeah.
in fact. Even if you didn't see them, I think it's fine just to fold here most of the time, even for the 1K bet. So, all right. He moves in for 4,200 into a pot of 8,000.
Yeah, that happens.
After the 1K bet, so it's 3,200 more. What?
Okay,
You got something here?
I got a few things to say
Okay,
here.
okay.
So number one, Grant actually said this as we were just about to start filming. This is actually not the worst representation of a stronger hand.
No,
right?
it's not.
It does look like it could very well be quad deuces, jack, or jack nine, which are the only two hands that we have to worry about.
Right. There's one combo of each of those.
There's not too much going on there. The other problem, of course, is that it very much looks like maybe someone trying to get Vicente off a chop. Vicente,
Yeah.
excuse me, off a chop. But there's a much bigger problem than this from Alfredo's point of view, okay? Vicente is not your customer to make a big bluff on the river. This is the guy who raised you on the flop and called your 3-bet.
When his head was exposed.
This is not a guy who's going to fold when he's
No.
got jacks full, clearly. Like, how do you think that's going to work? In fact, we see Vicente calls almost instantly.
I wonder if Alfredo really was thinking, this looks a lot like jack nine or pocket deuces. And maybe he's right, but Jonathan makes an extremely good point. You have to pick the right guy to make that play against.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of evidence telling us this is not the right guy. It also, like Jonathan said, and he glossed over it, but it's important to note, it looks like we're trying to get him off of a chop. Like it's a free roll to go all in against a chop, right? We would, of course, always go all in if we just have a jack in our hand, right? Every time. Although we probably wouldn't have played the hand like this in the first place.
I mean, if we had a jack in our hand and the guy exposed his hand, because that happens before Alfredo actually calls pre-flop. Alfredo could move all in, basically, and just force ace-jack to fold, or just 3-bet to any normal
I don't know
amount.
if he would fold, by the way, Vicente, based on how he plays. Like, you can't have it. My hand's exposed.
Yeah, it's possible, right?
All right, so this is a huge mistake by Alfredo. Vicente made a lot of huge mistakes to get here. This is the worst hand we've ever seen.
I think this is, usually we see bad play maybe, but usually not from everybody.
Yeah.
I can think of one other hand where that may be the case, which is the Darvin Moon Billy Cop hand.
Right, that was very bad.
But this has got to be worse, right?
Right.
For sure this is worse.
It has to be.
This is the worst hand we've ever done. Anyone have any good ideas about what just happened? Let us know in the comments, because we need the help on this one. Maybe there's some brilliant thing. He was betting the river to induce, Grant, don't you see?
Of course, that's why I bet 1K.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments. We'll respond to our favorite ones right up here, and if there's nothing to click on, it's coming soon.
All right, so we said the other worst hand we've ever seen was Darvin Moon Billy Cop. Obviously, you're going to want to check out that train wreck.
You have to.
Click right up there to check it out.
It's actually called Trainwreck, isn't it? WSOP Trainwreck?
I think it might be.
I think it just might be.
Yeah.
For sure. Also, check out our podcast, and especially if you like this video, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.